my name is Councillor Princess Wright. I'm the newly appointed Mayor of the London Borough of Dagenham. I've been the Mayor now for 2 months of the London Borough of Dagenham, one of the most diverse boroughs in London. And the day in the life. So the day in the life of my role as the Mayor is very varied. My role is a ceremonial role, and in that respect it means that on a daily basis I am out in our community, meeting residents, attending engagements like this, visiting local businesses, going into our schools and inspiring the next generations of leaders.
Incredible. It sounds like you have a really jam-packed schedule, so thank you for making time for us.
It's a pleasure.
And we also know through your social media and some of the content you've put out that you are a believer and you are a Christian. So I wanted to ask, what was it like as a Christian going into politics? And would you encourage other young people, other believers to enter into the political arena?
Yes, so I'm going to start with your second question. I would 100% encourage anyone here to get into public service. I think if we look at our society today, there are loads of needs that need to be met. And for myself, growing up in a household where my mum served, she's currently still in the political space, I was able to gain intangible experience from her. And when I say that, I mean following her on her campaigns, mirroring her, and essentially being that young individual who was striving to make a difference in my community. One thing I know that's very important is whatever you sow, you will reap. So during my time, as I've basically gone on in the years within my political journey, I've always understood the importance of selfless service, giving back to others in the community who may not be as fortunate or who may not have a seat at the table. So if we think about biblical perspectives, certain things that stick by me is making sure that we are treating others as we would like to be treated, making sure that we are showing empathy, making sure that we are putting ourselves in the shoes of others who may not have. And those guiding principles have stuck by me throughout my various years in politics, and I'm lucky enough now to hold such a position where I'm essentially the first citizen of the London Borough of Dagenham. And in that position, I'm able to really shape policies, I'm able to really support individuals, and I'm really able to champion causes that are close to my heart.
Wow. You're really learning. Thank you so much for sharing that. You talked a bit about some of the principles that you have had to display in your time in public office. And I wanted to ask, just linked into the question I just asked you before, a young person here might think, I have empathy, I want to help others, I want to display kindness. However, politics doesn't feel like it matches with my beliefs. So what would you say to the person who has political aspirations, but they're worried about compromising their beliefs once they step into political office?
I would say, number one, know what you're called to do. So it's one thing having empathy, it's one thing being someone who is keen to show compassion to others, but also you need to be someone who is great at communication, someone who's also a great team player. Now, once I've stepped into public service, I've been in public service now for over a decade, there are a few things that have stuck by me that have kept me going. Number one is understanding that God has given me the skills and the talents and the expertise to be in the role that I am. And that's what keeps me going, because for me, there have been obstacles that I've had to overcome, and it's not been an easy journey. So for instance, my age has already been a limiting factor, because people have regularly looked down upon me, highlighting how can a woman so young be in such places. But because, as I've mentioned, because of the skills, because of the courage, because of the resilience that I have, and also because I know I'm called to do this, it keeps me going. Now, during my time in politics, there are also times when your faith is questioned. And as I've mentioned, there are times when I've had to really sit back, pause, and seek the face grace of God to help me through those challenging times. But one thing I also know is that God will never put you in a situation that you cannot overcome. So as a young person, if you're here, you have empathy, you're keen to get into political office, I would say go for it. Have a mentor. I was lucky enough that I've had a mother who has been in politics for over 2 decades, who has guided me and who has shown me the light. But seek mentorship, ask questions, and also realize that you are called to do this. We are supposed to be the light in this generation, and therefore we can be the light as long as we take those bold steps, step out with faith, and know that we can do this.